So these are the chat votes, but I'm just going to take the poll in the order that it is. That will be Twitch chat's ranking. I'm going to put the Twitch chat rankings on one side, and then I'll show you what the actual rankings are. So Twitch chat have SRG number 1. Who do you have number 2? Rogue. So these are the Twitch chat votes here. This is the Twitch final standings. That polls, we're done with that one. Let me just very quickly create another source so I can reveal in reverse order what the real answers are. And just to reiterate for anybody who's just tuning in right now, the statistics that we've used for this are every grand final game that has been played in EU and NA for the RLCSX season so far, and we're comparing that with the Middle East region's recent tournament, the APL KSA Nationals. So yeah, we'll reveal these in reverse order. You guys can type in chat if you disagreed with the poll. You can get your vote in now and then show your friends, look, I wrote it in chat before Johnny wrote it. That means I'm smart. And I can reveal that without a shadow of a doubt, the slowest team is Space Station Gaming. With an average speed throughout all grand finals they've played in 4 grand finals. Their average speed of all 3 of their players in all of those grand finals is a 1544.34. Arsenal Red Typical. And to me, this comes as no surprise. This is a team that likes to dribble. This is a team that likes to mind game. This is a team that likes to 50-50. They love the ground game. I don't know why people would be surprised by this. Space Station love to slow play. So yeah, this comes as no surprise. Anyway, let's go up the ranking. Number 11. I said Space Station Gaming might not be a surprise at last there, but I think that the team who are statistically the second slowest will come as a surprise. Is the music a bit too loud? Sorry, I can turn it down. I'm going to turn it down a touch before I reveal what I think is a very surprising entry. With 3 grand final appearances, one of them going to a massive bracket reset. A huge amount of games of evidence here have shown that with a 1545, just one unreal unit faster than Space Station Gaming, Rogue are the second slowest team, according to the statistics. And this one is a shock, obviously. I'm going to write the same as what I did in the left there. Everybody thinks this is a fast team. Everybody thinks this is the fastest team in North America. They just aren't. They're not. Farskiller's fast. Taroko and Turinturo are not fast. They don't drive fast. They're just not fast players. They don't move quickly. But yeah, obviously people see Rogue beating NRG and they think, I mean, they beat NRG, they must be the fastest team, right? Because there's no way they're smarter than NRG. There's no way that they can't be like better mechanically than NRG. How do we explain this loss for NRG? It must be speed. Yeah, Rogue must just be too quick. They're just ball chasing. Yeah, they're just ball chasing. That's what it is. Rogue are the fastest team. Why? Why are Rogue the fastest team? Oh, because they beat NRG, and there's no other way to explain that. That's the argument for Rogue being the fastest team. That's it. That's the only argument I've seen. I looked. That's it. That's the extent of it. But actually, when you look at the numbers, they're not the fastest team. They're the second slowest team in this sample size. Anyway, let's continue. Just getting into number 10, ahead of Rogue and SSG, are their regional counterparts, Envy. So it's a stacked bottom half of the list here for North America. When you look at the absolute best teams in every region, North America is providing a solid foundation to the statistical rankings. But that's right, Envy with Turbo Pulsar faster than Rogue, faster than Space Station Gaming, slower than 4 teams from Europe and 4 teams from Middle East in this sample size. Somebody's saying in the chat right now, you warn for sure. I think it means that I'm wrong, but I can tell you actually I'm not. I'm not wrong. I actually just showed you all the numbers that I used to calculate this. I just took those numbers, I took the average for every team, and this is what the outcome was. It's really not that hard. It's hard to get this wrong. You could probably do this yourself. Even if you can't spell the word wrong, I think you could calculate the average of 2 numbers. on a Microsoft Excel. It's not Microsoft Excel. What is it called? The Google Sheet these days. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you could pull this off and you could validate what I'm currently telling you. Anyway, let's go up the list. Another one that might surprise some people. Number 9 is actually Queso. That's right, slower than BDS, slower than Vitality, slower than Top Blokes. Queso, actually not as fast as people think they are. I think this is called the freestyle effect. I've not seen any, I've not seen any, studies on this at a higher education level, but it's just waiting to be done. It's the freestyling effect. If you show 2 clips to the average Rocket League viewer, 2 aerials, and you ask the average Rocket League viewer which one is faster, the only differentiating thing is that one of them is spinning and the other one's not spinning. The average Rocket League viewer will point at the guy who's spinning and say, that guy is just in a different league. He's fast. Look at him. He's spinning. He's spinning. That's why Queso, everybody thinks Queso's fast. They don't stop spinning. But actually, spinning isn't fast. It's slow. Spinning is sometimes fast. If you take off in the wrong direction and you fly off this way, you're like, wait a minute, I don't need to go this way. I got to go that way. Then actually spinning in the direction you need to go would be fast. But if you're just going in a straight line and you're spinning, it's slowing you down. It is actually not fast. Now it does sometimes give you a better impact point in the ball. There are reasons to do this. Speed is not always one of them. Anyway, I digress. Number 8, another surprise probably. BDS. So a lot of the top, well actually, 3 of the top 5 for Twitch chat are already in the bottom 5. BDS are not the fastest team in Europe. So if you look at the statistics, if you look at the grand finals, the speed of the players, the speed of the teams, they're usually not even the fastest team against their rivals. They just hit the ball really well. But yeah, in terms of movement, overall average speed, they're actually not the fastest. So BDS are number 8 here. Surprising, I'm sure. Now number 7. Okay, you guys are pretty close on this one. First Middle East entry, first KSA entry, it's Ultimates. So Ultimates are the slowest of the Middle East teams. And by the way, I should say, at this point, now that we've finished half of the list, the numbers have really not gone up that much. These teams are close. They're all very, very close. We have a 1544 for Space Station Gaming. Actually, I can write them in. I'll write in the numbers just so you guys can see how close they are, because I think people probably want to see that as we go up here. So yeah, very close. As we go up, NVR are 1548, not 7. Queso are 1552. So there's a clear difference, and over a large sample size, this is not a negligible number, but it is not a big difference. Now, BDS are also 1552, so I should use decimal points for these two because they would be the same otherwise. I'll just do this. So BDS are actually 1552.1, Queso are 1551.9, and Ultimates are a 154 point. Actually, I don't need the point for Ultimates. They're 1554, sorry. So anyway, only a 10 Unreal unit. Is it per minute or per second? I'm not sure, but whatever. It's a unit of measurement inside the game, inside the Unreal Engine that Rocket League's built on. That's the unit of measurement that Rocket League uses. So going from 1544 to 1544 to 1554, not a large gap. Definitely not noticeable, but it is still an order that we can rank teams with. Anyway, let's continue. Number 6. Again, Twitch chat pretty close. It's Vitality with a 1564. So a 10, the same jump from Ultimates to Vitality as we saw from Space Station to Ultimates. So already we're starting to see bigger gaps here. And Vitality are actually a faster team than people realize. They're pretty quick. But yeah, who do you guys think is number 5? We still have Falcons, Empty, 2 Middle East teams. We still have Top Blokes from Europe, NRG from NA, and SRG from from Middle East as well. I know throughout the stream a lot of people are going to be asking, how are these numbers how do you get these numbers? They're all public information on ballchasing.com. Just look at the RL stats page. They've got everything on there. You can look at the average speed of players on ball chasing. But number 5 is actually the fastest NA team by far. It's NRG. NRG are the fastest team in NA. They are a 1570. NRG are the fastest. They also do look the fastest. I mean, watching NRG play, they do definitely look the fastest. When Roger beating NRG, people are like, whoa, Roger's so fast. I don't see it. I think NRG are clearly the fastest team whenever I cast. They sometimes own goal spectacularly, but they're definitely the fastest team in North America. Anyway, let's continue. We still have 3 Middle East teams, and coming in at number 4 is Empty, another Middle East team with a 1572. Still pretty close. You know, Vitality, NRG, Empty, not a lot between them. Number 3, Falcons, another Middle East team, and also very close. 1574. Not big jumps here in 6 to 3. Now that leaves Top Blokes, who you guys had as the slowest team in your list, and SRG, who you guys had as the fastest team in your list. Do you guys want to type in chat right now? If you want to revise your answer, now's the time to do it. Who do you think the fastest team is? Top Blokes or SRG? Yeah, nobody's revising. Yeah, okay, I tried to bait you, but nobody's falling for it. Yeah, Top Blokes aren't there. They're not the fastest. They're second. Yeah, they did good. Top Blokes are by far the fastest EU team. They're by far the fastest team in RLCSX with a 1583. But there are no SRG, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to guess SRG's average, now's the time to do it. I'll give you a clue. Aim high. Aim high. And then when you think you've aimed too high, aim higher. None of you are aiming high enough. I don't think I've seen a high enough. No, okay, I've seen a few silly numbers, but no. Okay, some of these numbers. Okay, you've gone too far. You've ruined it. But SRG are. I mean, look at the rest of the list here. Space Station Gaming 1544. We've only gone up 39 to reach Top Blokes at 1583. We've only gone up 39 to get there. Okay? And actually, if we look at the decimal points, it's closer to 38 because SSG is a 1544.3. Top Blokes is a 1582.54, so I rounded up on one, down on the other. It's actually closer to 38 if you don't round numbers between Top Blokes and SSG. Whereas to get to SRG, you have to go further. SRG are a 1-6. What do you guys think the next number is? What do you guys think the next number is? 1-6 what? So, while you guys are guessing, someone in chat has just said SRG is fast because they play absolutely no one. For that guy and for everyone else who thinks that SRG play absolutely no one, I'd like to point out that Falcons, Empty, and Ultimates are the only teams that SRG have played against in this data sample. Falcons, who are faster than Empty, who are faster than NRG, Ultimates, who are faster than BDS and Queso, and every other NA team. SRG have played against the fastest competition, but it doesn't matter. 1, 6, 3, 4. They are further ahead of second place Top Blokes than Top Blokes are ahead of last place SSG. They are in a league of their own. They're playing a different game. They're in the fastest region. I'll repeat that. SRG play in the fastest region. Their opponents are faster than all of the NA team's opponents. They're faster than all of the EU team's opponents. They are the fastest team by a mile. And you know, whereas a 1544, 1545, you're not going to be able to notice a difference if you watch a matchup between these two teams. It's going to look the same. You can tell. You can tell. I told you guys at the start of the stream, before I even looked at the numbers here, I knew SRG were going to be on top because I watched the games. It's pretty obvious. You see them play, you're like, these guys are literally moving faster. They don't stop. They are by far the fastest team. But that's not even the craziest thing I'm going to show you. You think that's crazy? You guys ain't seen nothing. You guys ain't seen nothing. Wait until we show the player stats. I don't think you guys are going to believe me. You're going to have to go and look at it yourself. You are not going to believe. You're not going to believe what I'm going to show you next. But before we do that, before we get to player stats, let's do the last team stat, which is kind of interesting. I think for this one, I'm not going to do Twitch chat guesses because we've got too much that we need to get through. But what I'll do is I'll type it out into this. Actually, I don't know what happens if I just copy paste it. Let's try it. Let's copy paste. Let's see what happens when I copy paste. Oh, that worked. Okay, excellent. It didn't format properly. Oh, I've got an idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the names in this one. And I'm going to copy the numbers in this one. Oh, this is smart. I got to hand it to myself here. So if you guys aren't sure what these numbers mean, this is the average time spent on the ground. And this is another really interesting stat that I have to show to you guys. Before we get into the player stats, let's look at one last team stat, because it's super interesting. I asked this in the podcast yesterday as well, the Saltcast. I mean, you guys in chat, we can poll this. Even with the numbers on the screen, I'm sure most people would still get it wrong. Who aerials more, North America or Europe? Who aerials more? I've seen this comment, I don't know how many times. Whenever people are talking NA, EU, whenever a new person comes to Rocket League and asks, what's the differences between NA and EU? I see this comment all the time. People say, oh, well, NA is the aerial-based, flashy region. EU is the ground-based, smart, positional, dribbly region, slow play. And it couldn't be further from the truth. The numbers you're currently looking at is the percentage of the game in the exact same samples of games in all of the RLCS X Grand Finals that we've watched this season and all of the Middle East matches between the top 4 teams in the APL KSA Nationals. That is what you're currently looking at is the percentage of time that players spend on the ground. KSO are in the air more than anybody else. I don't think that's going to surprise anybody. SRG, same thing. I don't think that's going to surprise anybody. But did anybody think Vitality would be third in the time in the air? Remember that if you're high in this list, it means you aerial more. That's what that means, because the numbers you're looking at is how the percentage. 100 would be if you went into a lobby and you drove around on the ground for the whole game, your number would be 100. If you went into a lobby with unlimited boost and you flew for the whole game, your number would be 0 on this. But actually, Space Station Gaming spend more time on the ground than any other team. That doesn't surprise me. They dribble a lot. Rogue spend a lot of time on the ground. Doesn't surprise me either. Top Blokes, I'm surprised by that one. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect Top Blokes to be really low down and on the ground a lot. NRG, Envy. But you'll notice that the NA teams at the bottom there, Envy, NRG, Rogue, SSG, all the North American teams are on the ground more than every Middle East team. And they're on the ground more than BDS, Vitality, Queso. I don't think many people would have expected that going into this. Being on the ground means you're fast. Well, that doesn't explain why EU were also faster. EU aerial more and they were faster on average. So actually that would not fly. But anyway, we've done teams average speed. We've done teams percentage on the ground. In terms of regions, if we're looking at just regional speed, this is how the regions stack up as a whole, because I know some people are probably curious to see the numbers on that one. Those are the regional averages. Sorry, it's pretty small numbers. I'm not going to change that because I need them to be small later on. But yeah, NA, EU is extremely close. Well, not extremely close. They're like 10 different. And then KSA is way ahead. That's for the 4 teams that we've been looking at through a microscope. The best 4 teams in NA, best 4 teams in EU, best 4 teams in Middle East. KSA, the Middle East, is by far the fastest. But if you widen the sample size to include teams like Endpoint, Giants, KCP, just any team that's played in the grand final, the numbers actually change to this, where NA is faster by less than 1. It's almost exactly the same. KSA is still the same speed though. If you include more KSA teams, KSA is still exactly as fast. But yeah, if you include more teams that aren't top of EU anymore, it's pretty much the same. NA EU is like identical. So yeah, that's what that looks like.